In this edition of Water Drops, we're going to be looking at leveraging ChatGPT and Python scripting to enhance InfoWater Pro outputs. So who is this for? Really anyone who wants to learn Python and you just need help getting started. Generative AI and open data source platforms can be a good way to get over the hurdle of getting started and providing you with a baseline by giving prompts and helping you generate starting code. Really anyone that's interested in leveraging AI and open data source tools. Hydraulic modelers looking to take advantage of available tools now that Python scripting is available in InfoWater Pro, and then also users of Python, ArcGIS Pro, and InfoWater Pro together. So the workflow that we're going to look for, we're going to initialize InfoWater Pro, run Python notebook, request ChatGPT to generate a script by giving it a prompt. We're going to utilize the GitHub for examples of how to pull out data from InfoWater Pro. You can also use GitHub for some of the available notebooks. Of course, always QA/QC when using open data source codes. Really should always QA/QC your Python scripts anyway. Paste the code into the Python notebook in ArcGIS Pro, make the edits where required, run, and then of course you can rinse and repeat this process. Now that we've discussed the workflow, let's go ahead and see what it looks like in practice. We're going to be working within ArcGIS Pro with InfoWater Pro initialize. So we'll go ahead and move to analysis and go ahead and open a new Python book. So next we're going to go ahead and hop into ChatGPT. With ChatGPT, we're going to go ahead and ask it to generate a Python script to compare our pressure and demands at our junctions. So we'll go ahead and make that request now. And so we're going to go ahead and tell ChatGPT where we are getting those pressure values so that it knows it's coming from InfoWater Pro. And this is going to be a good time to open the GitHub and go to the README. And this is where you can get a sample getting started, basically saying this code right here is to get started reading InfoWater Pro results. So we want to go ahead and drop that in to let it know that that's where it's going to be. What we also want to do is change this file path, because this file path is just an example on the GitHub, and we need to point it to our actual model output folder, because that's where we're actually going to generate our results. So as we can see within a Model Explorer, we can go ahead and copy and come through and replace that. Now, because we got rid of the double backslashes, which is part of Python coding, we want to add an R, letting you know that you just need the single slashes, and we're going to go ahead and send the message. So now it's running through and it is generating the output for our scatter plot. So as we can see here, I can go ahead and copy and paste this directly and bring this into ArcGIS Pro to leverage. So what's really nice is it gives us an overview at the top of what we are trying to do and use the popular matplotlib for the library in Python. And as we can see here, it also gives us explanations for each of the lines of codes that we are adding. And at the bottom, it gives us a nice review of what it is creating. So we can go ahead and copy this code. We want to go ahead and drop this within InfoWater Pro and ask it to run. Oh, and we're getting this error because we did not tell it where to generate the demand from. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab what I did for pressure and drop in the demand, because what we are telling this to do is look for the pressure data under the junctions for the pressure, and we're pulling in the average, and we want to do the same at those junctions, but we want to pull in the demand. So now we should be able to run that, and as we see, we get this plot. So by leveraging ChatGPT in a couple of clicks and making a request, we were able to create the scatter plot. But you'll notice when you look at this scatter plot that the values look off. So for the pressure, they're much higher and the demand are much lower, and that's because the units that are in here. For the pressure right now, it's looking at feet, and for the demands, it's actually looking at millions of gallons per day. So we're going to go ahead and go back to ChatGPT, and we're going to request it to add a unit conversion. We can go ahead and do that now. So now it is going to give us that same example, and it is going to tell us to add that conversion factor for the two sets of data that we're looking at. And that took a little second, so it's now generated. So we want to go ahead and grab this whole piece of code. We're going to go ahead and drop it in. We need to make sure that our example data set, that we make that change, or we'll get the same error for the demand data set. So we can go ahead and copy that here, put that in, and then we will go ahead and run. And now, as we can see, the conversion factor has been added, and we see results that are much more expected. They're much more aligned with what we would expect to see in PSI and GPM. Now that we've talked about the workflow, we've showed it in action, I hope you can see some of the benefits. A few, just leveraging all the available tools that are within ArcGIS Pro and InfoWater Pro. Being able to have those two work together really adds a lot of benefits. Being able to automate the process of generating new Python scripts, it can really decrease the learning curve by being able to put in the prompts and the information that you are looking to create with ChatGPT, and have a good starting point, and then making edits where you need it. And then, of course, with the Python scripting, really being able to improve the outputs generated from the hydraulic model data. This is a process that you can rinse and repeat. You can do multiple times to generate different outputs. As we saw, you can add unit conversions, you can change the name. Really using ChatGPT and then using Python scripting really allows you to just take some of those outputs to the next level. So we hope you enjoyed this workflow video. We look forward to seeing you next time.